That was going on as Romeo. What did we get into today? A guy said he tried to help his wife out because she was having a rough day to make dinner, and she got mad at him. And then another guy said he pays 100% of the bills, and his wife won't make him dinner. All he wants is a hot meal when he gets off work. Let's see what happens.
All right. I got to tell you guys something, and man, when are you guys going to learn? A friend of mine, he got divorced. It's been over 2 years since he's gotten divorced, right? It didn't work out. Him and his wife were married for like 10 years. It didn't work out. I think he cheated first, then she cheated second. So it just was never going to work out. And he's complaining. He's still complaining. 2 years after divorce, he's still blaming his wife and complaining and saying, well, I wouldn't have cheated if she would have done this and she would have done that. And first of all, after 2 years, get over it. My God. I mean, divorce happens, and it seems to be more and more common nowadays. But at a certain point, get over it. It didn't work out. I'm sorry. And it's kind of rough to say that, right? You'll say, well, Rome, you never went through a divorce and there was this, there was that, and the trauma and the pain and the agony and the mentally draining, how it drains you mentally and this and that, right? I get it. But at some point, you have to realize that divorce is failure on both of your parts, not just one. And you could all say, well, he cheated on me or she cheated on him or whatever the case may be, but somehow it got to that point, okay? Now, if you just married a cheater, okay, I get it. There was never going to work in the first place because he was a cheater when you met him, right? Or she when you met her, right? I just heard this story the other day from a friend of mine. She was telling me a coworker was complaining, wasn't complaining, but cheated on her husband. Husband found out, went out there. Now they're going through a divorce. And her explanation was, well, that's just who I am. It's in my DNA because my mom was a cheater and that's my aunt was a cheater. So we're just cheaters. So that's how she justified it to herself. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit different. I don't know. But it really is failure on both parts involved in the relationship. Okay? And you guys can say, well, you guys can look at the outcome or how you got there or what it is. Well, this is more wrong than that, so it's his fault or it's her fault. But the reality is, it's failure on both your parts. And you guys need to get over it. I mean, it's just 2 years. I mean, this guy's been divorced for 2 years. And he's still complaining about what she did and why it was her fault. I mean, you guys gotta understand. You're blame. If you went through a divorce, you're partially to blame as well. Okay? And I'm not saying what the other party did wasn't worse. What I'm saying is it got there somehow. So take some responsibility and move on. I just don't know how people can live like that. How can you live like that? Already 42547-7. Already 42547-7. Hey, Romeo, you're absolutely right about the divorce. I cheated on my wife 3 years ago. We got divorced, and she still blames me for our divorce to this day. After 3 years, even though she won't admit that the reason I cheated was because of her. Hold on a second. That is not what I said. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that one is worse than the other. Okay. I'm not saying that her driving you to cheating in your mind and you cheating makes you right and her wrong. That is not at all what I'm saying. You're still wrong. More so than she is wrong. Okay. You should have not cheated. But my point is, she has some blame for your relationship that led you to cheating. That doesn't mean you were right. Okay? But you guys got to stop. You got to get over it. And you got to just, my gosh, 3 years? So she's still complaining after 3 years. I mean, how unhappy are you? Accept accountability for your relationship not working and move on. You can't live life like that. That just does not sound fun at all. I mean, I have a couple of friends who are just they're becoming worse people because of their divorce, yet they're still in relationships. I just don't know how that could be, how that's possible. They're just not happy people to be around. I don't know. And if you're just going to blame somebody else and you don't realize that a divorce is a failure on both parts, you need to figure that out. Oh man, I was talking a little bit about divorce because I have some people in my life, some friends that are a couple of years out of their marriages and they just still blame their partners. And it's not just men, it's women too. Just move on. Well, after a few years, and what's even crazier is they're still, they've moved on. They've got new girlfriends, they got new husbands or new wives, and they're still harboring bitterness about their past marriage. And I guess you could still harbor it, I guess. But when you publicly tell people about it and complain about it, I mean, what does that say about you? I mean, you have fault in your divorce as well. It's not one-sided, okay? A marriage or a relationship not working out is not one person's fault. It's both person's fault. People's. It's both of your faults, okay? Now, the way it ends might be very dramatic, and you shouldn't have done it in that way. I mean, but if you just come home and say, hey, I want a divorce, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that, and your partner says, well, I'm not going to change, or we're not, okay, let's get divorced, or I don't want to, I mean, the problem is somebody does something big to get a divorce. Somebody does something big, a big dramatic scene, and then now you're the bad guy. Okay? And usually it's cheating. RD42547, but something led to that. And that's the problem. You know, if you want to go cheat because your wife's not having sex with you, then just tell your wife you want a divorce and move on. You know? If you want to cheat because your husband spends more time at work or with his buddies than he does with you, then just tell him you want to move on. But that's not how it normally works out. But there is a problem there. I mean, on both parts. And I think a lot of you guys need to see that. And once you see that, you can move on from it. Once you take some accountability. RD42547, hey, Romeo, divorce is tough. It drains you mentally. My wife and I went through a 3-year divorce because she wanted all this money from me, which I didn't think she deserved. And it was just a battle and a drain. So I can see why people harbor bitterness over their partner. Maybe not because of the relationship and the way it ended, but because the divorce is so draining mentally. You ever think about that? No, I didn't. But you could be right. Already 42547. Right now, what's going on?
Good morning, Rube.
Hey, what's up?
So, this is pretty crazy. My brother got a divorce.
Okay.
And so they moved out to Wisconsin because his ex had an opportunity to open up a new store where she worked at and run it.
Okay.
So she did that. And then after that, she had an opportunity to go to Texas to do the same thing. And she cheated on my brother. She's now with that guy that she met, moved back to Bakersfield, and now she's with him. And she's forcing my brother's son to call him dad.
Oh! Wow.
Yeah.
Where?
My brother, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Where is your brother at? Here in Bakersfield?
Yeah.
And so, did your brother go with her or stay here while she went to
my brother stayed.
Okay.
They moved all the way to Wisconsin.
Okay.
But they didn't move to Texas.
Gotcha.
So, he had to move back to Bakersfield. He had to sell the house that they, got and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's wild, the things that she's doing, and like how they moved all the way from Bakersfield to Wisconsin. It's wild, and I don't know.
They might have more.
She has the kids calling him dad and all that.
How old's the kid?
One is 12 and the other one's 6.
Do the kids know the difference, or are they being brainwashed? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
No, yeah, because custody battle, so they have 1 week with their mother and then the next week with my brother.
Yeah, sure.
And
okay. Well,
anytime they come back, they're like running to my dad or my brother.
Yeah, no, they'll unfortunately, your brother is just going to have to wait it out. They'll at a certain point, probably in the next, well, I don't think they'll leave each other, but probably when they're going to want to live with him before, probably by the time they're teens, they'll want to move in with your brother.
They don't even want to be there now.
Yeah, well, I get it, but unfortunately, your brother's going to have to wait this one out until they can make that decision.
Exactly. They do not want to be with her at all.
That's hilarious. Well, I wonder why she won't give him up. I wonder what her deal is. If she knows, I wonder what that's all about.
She wants to look like a good mother. She wants to look like she cares. And when they were living in Wisconsin, she just abandoned everybody.
Oh well, she is a cheater, so
yeah.
She is a cheater, so she's already looks bad.
Yep, exactly. We can't stand her. We call her the bruja.
You guys, just all right. Thanks for calling. What you send me here? Already 4254777. Yo, Rome. What do you got here? It says, "Hey, yo, Rome. As for my divorce, I had continuously spoke to my ex-wife about stuff I had issues with. She would repair the issues temporarily, maybe a week or two tops. I did end up cheating, and I should have just left her, but didn't just because I had hopes she would change, but never did. I know that. I know what I did was wrong, but she shouldn't have been surprised that we ended in divorce. She is the one who initiated the divorce, and until this day, she still isn't over it and weaponizes my kids to me. It's been 4 years. She's been in and out of relationships, and I'm just cool by being lonely, which brings me to my question for you. She's brought over 8 guys around my kids, as in she's moved in and out of 8+ guys into her apartment. What do you think about that? I've only brought one woman around my kids, and it was a serious relationship, but that ended, and haven't brought anyone around my kids. Do you think I should be more open, or is she overdoing it? That's a very good question. She's probably overdoing it. It's probably messing with the kids when she does that. I mean, you can't just move men in and out, You can't. You probably shouldn't just be moving multiple men in and out of your house. That probably does not bode well for the kids. I'm just guessing. I'm sure the kids are a little confused depending on how old they are and what age. But yeah, so there you go. I like how you said, though, you always blamed her. You always told her she needed to change. You ever think that maybe you needed to change as well in some manner? So yeah, your story sounds kind of like a typical Bakersfield Hallmark story right there. Mm-hmm. What did you send me here? Already 4254777. Hey, Rome, can you help me understand this? Yesterday, I'm at work. My wife calls me from her job talking about what a rough day she's having, how hard it's been. She's tired. She's frustrated. So I take off work a little bit early. You know what? I will say this. Sometimes there's too much, and I haven't finished reading this, but sometimes there's too much communication. If you're at work and you get a call from your spouse telling you how messed up their day is, and you're trying to get through your day, how are you supposed to handle that? Anyway, okay. I go pick up dinner for us and the kids so she doesn't have to do anything. When she gets home, she shows up. I got dinner ready. She's mad at me. She had pulled out some meat that she was going to cook. So now I'm the bad guy for getting dinner and ruining her dinner plans. I was just trying to help her out, Rome. Was I wrong? No, no, you're not wrong. I mean, why would you be wrong? She's talking about what a rough day she's having, how she's frustrated and blah, blah, blah. And so you try to do what you can to help, you know. I'm going to give this guy credit because you know how women always get mad when you try to solve their problems for them? He could have just as easily tried to solve her rough day at work with whatever she was frustrated with at her job. But instead, he just said, you know what, let me go handle dinner for us and the kids so that she has one less thing to deal with. And then she comes home mad at you? No, you didn't do anything wrong. She was just being a jackass. I mean, she just took out her rough day on you. And I'll be honest with you, if I were you, I would never make dinner again. I would never buy dinner again. I would never make dinner again. She should have kept her mouth shut, put the meat in the refrigerator, and just enjoyed the fact that you tried to do something to lessen the stress of her day is what she should have done. So no, she was 100% wrong. And I'm just telling you, I would never help her out again just for the mere fact that she did that to you. All right, 842-547-7. He sent me this. I thought it was kind of funny. He said, hey, Rome, I was hoping you could help me understand. So yesterday I'm at work. My wife calls me from her job talking about what a rough day she's having, how hard it is. She's tired. She's frustrated. So I get off work a little bit early to go pick up dinner for us and the kids so she doesn't have to do anything. When she gets home, she's mad. She's mad at me. She had pulled out some meat that she was going to cook. So now I'm the bad guy for getting dinner and ruining her dinner plans. I was just trying to help, Rome. Was I wrong? No, you weren't wrong. Of course you're not wrong. How can you be wrong for trying to help? I'm like that meat can't sit one more day. Did you pull out some? You can't have it. What that happened yesterday? What you can't have it today? I mean, what the? Why would you be wrong? Already 42547-7. Hey, Romeo. Tell that guy he has to understand what his wife is doing. As a mother of two and a wife, when I get home, I have dinner plans ready to go. So when I pull out food to make when I get home for everybody, it is frustrating when nobody wants to eat it. Well, he didn't say nobody wanted to eat it. He just said he was trying to help her out so she didn't have to cook. So he provided dinner. What is wrong with, you cannot honestly sit here and say that this guy was wrong for trying to make his wife's day a little easier. You can't be that dumb. There's no way in hell. I mean, that's just her being a jackass. She had a rough day at work, came home, took it out on him. That's all it was. RD 42547-7. All right, this is just too funny, man. I mean, the guy says, this is what the guy sent me. He said, his wife called him right at work yesterday, and she was talking about her job. It was she was having a rough day. She was frustrated. She was tired. So I guess he got off work early. So he was gonna pick up dinner for everybody, for the kids and everybody. So she didn't have to do dinner. When she gets home, she sews up for dinner. She sews up. I got dinner ready already. She's mad at me. She had pulled out some meat that she was gonna cook. So now I'm a bad guy for getting dinner and ruining her plans. I was just trying to help out, Rome. What do you think? What was I wrong for that? No, you weren't wrong. She was just being a jackass. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Already 42547-7. Hey, Rome. That's why these women in Bakersfield can't find a good man, and they're always complaining that good men don't exist. Because when a guy does something for them like that, they got to get pissed off because it wasn't their way. Well, I don't know if that's true, but yeah. I mean, obviously she had a bad day at work. So she went and took it out on her family, on her husband. Called him at work to complain. Then when he tried to do something nice for her to make her day easier, she got mad at him. Bro, I hope she's a good woman. I don't know what to tell you. Already 42547-7. Hey, Rome. Hey, Rome, it is his fault if his wife had plans for dinner already, he should have called her and asked her if it was okay for him to do that, so it didn't mess up what she had going on at home. No, that's just stupid. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's why these women in Bakersfield are always complaining they can't find a good man, because when a good man does good stuff for them, they act like jackasses. Maybe you're right. RD42547-7. So check out what happened to this dude. This poor guy, man. I feel bad for him. I hope his wife doesn't treat him like this all the time. He says, Rome, maybe you can help me out. Help me understand with this. Yesterday, I'm at work. My wife calls me from her job, talking about what a rough day she's having, how hard it's been. She's tired. She's frustrated. So I take off work a little bit early, pick up dinner for us and the kids, so she doesn't have to do anything. When she gets home, dinner's ready. She's mad at me. She says she pulled out some meat she was going to cook. So now I'm the bad guy. I ruined her dinner plans. Well, did you really? Or is she just trying to be a jackass and take out her bad day on you? Because it's like, what, that meat can't sit one more day? Can't make it today? I mean, what is it bad? And who cares? You know, sometimes, I'm just going to tell you this. Sometimes when somebody does something for you, you need to just shut up and be appreciative. Okay? Sometimes you need to just say thank you and go about your day. Not be mad because you had something else. Obviously, your husband did not know that. So all you had to do was not say anything, be appreciative, and make whatever you were going to do today. Okay? People do that all the time. They do it with flowers a lot. You hear these people, oh, they're flowers. You bought me flowers, or they're just going to die. Or people do stuff. Your spouse, you do stuff for your spouse, and instead of just being appreciative, they have to make some snide remark about it. RD42547-7. Yo, Rome, I agree with you, Rome. Well, appreciate it. Yo, Rome, the chick had a rough day at work because her work husband didn't bring her coffee and donuts. She's just selfish. Yeah, bro. I would have been, poor guy. I feel bad for you, bro. I mean, I really do. Your wife was just being a jerk, you know? I hope she's not always like that. Hopefully this is just I'm hoping, because you asked me about it, that this is just an odd day, an off day, that this is not a regular occurrence, because if it is, bro, you got to get a new wife. I mean, and I will tell you again, don't ever in your life make dinner, buy dinner for her ever again. Don't ever try to help her out again if she's going to treat you like that. The guy was telling me that his wife called him at work, and she apparently she's having a rough day. She was tired, frustrated, so he thought he'd try to help out him a little bit. He gets off work a little bit early, goes and picks up dinner for the kids and everybody. And apparently, when she got home, she was mad about it. Excuse me. She was mad because she had pulled out some meat that she was going to cook, which, how old is your wife, by the way? Who pulls out meat every day? That's just weird. I didn't think people still did that, but okay. So he was just asking me what I thought about it. He was just trying to help out and be nice. And apparently, what I think is she had a rough day. And I think that she took it out on you. And I think that's terrible. RD42547-7. Hey, Rome, I think you're right. I think she just had a rough day and took it out on her husband. That's unfortunate that women act like that. I used to do that with my husband when he was just trying to help me. It took me a little while, but I finally learned just to kind of understand what he's doing. Well, is trying to help you wrong? That text message kind of made it sound like trying to help you was wrong. Can you help in the wrong way? Like that, I guess. RD425-7-7. Hey, Romeo, I was just listening to you talk about the guy who was trying to help out his wife with dinner. You are absolutely right. When you say you need to just keep your mouth shut at times with your wife or with your husband. Sometimes they're trying to do something nice for you, and you just need to accept it, be happy and appreciative, and let it go. I do a lot of work out in the garage, and my wife always comes out to help me. My wife knows how to take an hour job and turn it into a 4-hour mess. But yet I never say a word. I just let her help because it makes her feel good and it makes her happy. More spouses need to understand that. Yeah, maybe you're right. Sometimes you're in the way, sometimes you're helping, but I guess if they're trying, then why not? Good morning, Tom. What's going on?
Morning, Romeo. Hey, on that lady that got upset with her husband about was it dinner?
Yeah, it was dinner.
Have you ever seen anybody at work get upset that's packed a lunch and supervisor surprised them and said, "Hey, I'm buying you guys lunch today"? Have you ever seen anybody get upset? Huh? I've never seen somebody say, "I am not going to eat today. I brought lunch from home." Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever seen that?
Right now.
She's just being a jackass. You're right. She's being a jackass. You know what I mean?
What'd you send me here? Hey, Romeo, that happened to me. About the guy in the dinner. Hey, Rome, what happened was the guy said that his wife called frustrated, tired at work. He felt by bringing dinner home for everybody. When she got home, dinner was ready, and she was mad at him. He was the bad guy because she had pulled out some meat she was going to cook. So so he was the bad guy. What's this? Hey, Rome, what happened to me? I remember getting up early one Saturday morning to make my kids and wife a nice good breakfast, and I gave all of them their plates in their room, so it'd be like breakfast in bed. Everyone was happy except for my wife. She told me she doesn't eat breakfast like that. So never again did I make her a plate. If I cook, I give the kids food, but I never handed her a plate. I left food on the pot or skillet, so if she wanted to eat, she can go get her own. My kids like it when I cook. They say I cook better than their mom. I mean, yeah. At least you figured it out. I mean, and now she probably complains you never do anything for her, right? I mean, the idea that sometimes a spouse, a partner, you just need to be appreciative when, actually just a human being. If somebody does something for you, just be appreciative that they thought of you, or just be appreciative that they were trying to help you. Stop being a jackass. You don't have to say, if somebody buys you a gift and you don't like it, you don't have to say you don't like it. Just say thank you. You don't have to use it. You don't have to that's it. The stupidity behind the idea that you need to make some snide remark or some comment every time should get you punched in the face, to be perfectly honest with you. Because it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, somebody's trying to do something for you. What's funny, though, is this guy was talking about breakfast, making breakfast for his wife, and she said she don't do it like that or eat it like that in bed or whatever. I bet she does all kinds of stuff behind his back. Not in like a cheating way. Just, All right. Wow. It amazes me, you people. It just amazes me. RD42547. It's okay to just say thank you. It is okay to do that, just so you know. I got this text message. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. But I did think of a solution. It says, Ro, maybe you can help me understand this. Yesterday I'm at work. My wife calls me from her job talking about what a rough day she's having, how hard it's been. She's tired. She's frustrated. So I take off work a little bit earlier. I go pick up dinner for us and the kids. She doesn't have to do anything when she gets home. She shows up for dinner. She shows up home. Dinner's ready. She's mad at me. She pulled out some meat that she was going to cook. So I'm the bad guy for getting dinner and ruining her dinner plans. What do you think, Rome? Was I wrong? No, you weren't wrong. But I'm going to tell you what you do tonight. This is what you do, okay? You know that meat that she pulled out that she didn't get to cook last night? Let her cook it tonight. And you take the kids out to dinner. Leave her at home. She can eat the dinner that she had planned to cook last night. And you take the kids out to dinner tonight. Leave her ass at home. Because she's just being a jackass at that point. That's all she was doing, was just taking out her bad day and her frustrations on you. And yeah, leave her at home with her dinner tonight. Oh, when she said, "Hey, Rome, I swear you're freaking life. I love your advice." Okay. Well, thank you. You know, it's kind of funny that you said that, by the way, because somebody just asked me that the other day. I was having a conversation with someone, and they were like, "Hey, Romeo, I remember that." You know, they were talking about listening to the show, and they heard me say something to some woman or some dude or something. They're like, "How can you say that to people?" And well, I mean, and it's not difficult. My advice is not groundbreaking. My advice is what every single one of you are thinking. It's just women can say whatever they want to a man. A woman could go home right now and tell her husband he's fat, and he has to accept that. Okay, she has no accountability to that. If a man goes home and tells his wife she's fat, oh my God, all hell's going to break loose. He's a horrible individual. It's the hypocrisy of men and women. So the reason I say that is I can tell you, I can say something to when somebody texts me or said, the guy knows his wife's crazy for doing that, but he can't tell her that. I can tell her that though, because I'm not trying to sleep with her. That's how simple this show has been my whole life. My whole show is I'm not trying to sleep with you. So if you're acting like a jackass, I can tell you you're being a jackass. And she was being a jackass. Now, he can't tell her that because, well, he's the bad guy. But let's be honest, just as much as you want to blame men for their faults, you women have faults too. Why do you think so many guys text me about what their wives are doing or what their girlfriends are doing? Because they can't tell them they're wrong. And I hate to burst your bubble, ladies, but you are wrong also. And I know you don't think you are because your husband doesn't tell you, but he's still trying to have sex with you. So he's not going to tell you. That's why I have to tell you. He wants to tell you, but he can't. So he calls me, and then I tell you. And then he hopes you listen, and the reality is you listen, and then you just get mad at me, but he feels better about his life. It's a pretty simple process. But I hate to, when you, a lot of you women out there are very entitled because your husband has never put you in check when you've done something stupid, so you think you're never wrong. Well, you're wrong. More than you think. All right, let's see here. Hey, Romeo, I make 100% of the household income. I'll ask my stay-at-home wife all I ask my stay-at-home wife to do is have dinner ready when I come home. She always gets upset while cooking and purposely starts dinner 20 to 30 minutes after I get home. The catch is my son eats a different dinner before I get home. What are your thoughts on this situation? Wow. Let me go two ways with this one. And I'm going to kind of go both sides of it, okay? Are you telling her? Telling somebody to do something is wrong. You can't tell another adult what to do, okay? But you're saying you're asking. So if it's a legitimate, I'm just, you stay at home, I just ask that you have dinner ready. I think she's being a jackass, and I think she's doing it on purpose for whatever insecurities that she has. There are 1,000 women listening to this radio show right now that would love to be in that position. All they have to do is cook dinner, is have dinner ready. That's their main responsibility. Stay at home all day and have dinner ready. I mean, your wife seems to be doing, I don't know what the power dynamic is in your relationship, considering you make all the money, she's a stay-at-home wife, but, do you give her money? Does she need to ask you for money? How does that work? Also, if you're you just said, all I ask is that she has dinner ready when you come home. I mean, that's not too much to ask for a stay-at-home wife, you know? So yeah, I think she's doing it on purpose just to try to prove a point, to make herself feel better. But like I said, man, there's 1,000 women listening right now that would sign up for that today. All I got to do is make dinner for a man that's going to go to work every day. And I don't, I mean, you got a lot of different types of women out there. There are women that like to go to work every day, that like to make their own money. There are women that like to raise kids and stay at home and make dinner. It's much easier to find a woman that wants what you want than it is to try to convert one. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of BS, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just relationships are so difficult. And the problem is the only women that are going to stay loyal to a man are staying loyal to the man with money. They're staying loyal to their lifestyle. They're not staying loyal to the man. They're staying loyal to their lifestyle. So they will do what they have to do to not lose their lifestyle, okay? But all the other regular relationships where both of you are working, both of you, there's so many other options out there that there's no reason to be loyal to that. There's no reason to be respectful of your marriage, because she can find that again. She can find that tomorrow, with the internet and social media and with all these other things. There's probably guys hitting on her right now. But I mean, you can find all that tomorrow. Fear might keep you in a relationship because you're afraid of being alone, but I don't see the society going that way. So she can do whatever she wants to you, even though, because you bring home all the income, because, well, one, if she divorces you, she'll take half your income. Second, if she, decides she doesn't have to do anything because, well, why should she? She can take half your income. Or she can just go find another version of you somewhere else, getting on a dating site. So the only women that are loyal, and they're not loyal to men, they're loyal to their lifestyle. It's just, we live in a different world, man. It doesn't exist anymore. This whole idea of people being together forever doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But hey, it's a good sign for you too, though, So yeah, that's my thought on that situation. This is what this guy sent me, okay? And I want you guys to keep it into perspective. Hey, Rome, I make 100% of the household income. All I ask my stay-at-home wife to do is have dinner ready when I come home. She always gets upset while cooking and purposely starts dinner 20 to 30 minutes after I get home. The catch is my son eats a different dinner before I get home. What are your thoughts on that? I just want to tell you guys something, okay? And I want you guys to be honest. You don't have to put up with it. You guys do not have to put up with a woman who you don't get your wants and needs met from. Everybody has the conversation. Honey, if she sits with her girlfriends will convince their other friends that you don't need that man. That you don't need to put up with that man. You don't need this. You don't need that. You should never do that. Well, guys, it goes the same way for you. If you're not happy in your marriage and you only ask a couple of things out of your wife, then leave. Don't be so scared. I mean, finding a new woman in this world is simple. It's really that easy. It's not complicated. Unless you are a 100% narcissistic jackass, you can still find a woman to go out with you. Okay? It's not that complicated. But if women can tell each other, you don't need to deal with his BS, guys, you don't need to deal with her BS. There is another woman. If this guy, all he asks of his wife is to make dinner, let me show you. Hey, good morning, Rome. Let him know. I won't mind having dinner ready while I stay at home for him. I can make different cultural cuisines. But that's real. That is real. Some women don't want to go to work, and making dinner for them is easy. That's all I got to do is make dinner. I don't know. RD42547, but you guys need to understand, man, you do not need to put up with it. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Rob, you know darn well that's not the only thing he asks her to do. I'm pretty sure that he wants the house clean, the dishes clean, the kids taken care of, the laundry clean.
Oh, yeah.
That's not true.
You may be right. I don't know. I don't know. You know.
And I do have one particular friend who, her fiance, who's the father of her only child, gets on my damn nerves with the stuff that he asks of her. Like, he wants the house deep cleaned and dinner made and groceries done and the kids taken care of. But it's like, you have a little boy who's very active. It's hard to do all those things when you're at home with your kid alone. Taking care of a household is a whole job in itself.
Well, I'll agree with you about the kid throwing a wrinkle in it, but being as everybody was single at one point, living in their homes, who took care of their homes?
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm saying. I was had a house and was single, and I took care of all of it. So
yeah, that's me. Like, I take care of my house. I'm a single parent, and I take care of my kid and the house and my job, everything else. But it's like, for a man to say, like, oh, that's the only thing I ask of her. No, he's just showing face for the radio. That's not the only thing he asks of her.
Okay.
And it's not a lot to ask, but if their kid is on a separate diet that he needs to have a special meal, then she should make his meal when she's making her husband's. That way he can just pop it in the oven when he gets home.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Thanks for calling. Bye. I mean, I don't know. You're right. Maybe he's saving face for the radio. I don't know. This guy says, it's kind of a funny thing. He says, hey, Rome, I make 100% of my household. I make 100% of the household income. All I ask my stay-at-home wife to do is have dinner ready when I come home. She always gets upset while cooking and purposely starts dinner 20 to 30 minutes after I get home. The catch is my son eats a different dinner before I get home. What are your thoughts on the situation? Well, I think that she's doing it on purpose to spite you for some reason. Would you sit here? Hey, Rome, she doesn't love him. You might be right. I mean, she might not love you, but the thing about it is, you guys got to understand, you don't have to put up with it. I mean, you don't. I know you guys, I don't know why men feel they have to put up with something they don't want. And then when somebody does say, I don't want this, and they leave, they're the bad guy. You know, you women are not all angels and perfect. Okay, you have problems and flaws. And I don't know, man. You guys got to start recognizing that and rolling out. Hey, Rome, relationships don't last anymore, Rome, because everyone has their own idea of unconditional love. Unconditional love is one of the worst justifications for a relationship. I don't believe in that. We'll talk about it in a minute. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Romeo, I think these women these days are just lazy, Romeo.
I don't think they're lazy. I think they're entitled. And I think
they're
that
very, very entitled.
I think a lot of people are feel entitled today. So when it comes to their relationships, they feel that they're owed more than they're giving. And I think, yeah. What's that?
Most of them don't even know how to cook, though.
Well,
it's like they stopped trying.
It's not about cooking. It's just about the fact that if you and I were in a relationship, David, I felt like you owed me more than I'm actually giving you back in return. That's where the problem really lies, I think. It's people feel they deserve more than they actually do.
I miss the old days in the 1920s.
The what?
I miss the old days, back in the days when they had to listen, when they had to bow down to us.
Oh, God.
Now they want to argue, and they feel entitled, like you said. But
you're an idiot.
Need to hurry up. She just need to cook dinner and do what I say.
You're an idiot. Get out of here. That's not at all what I'm saying. But when you start to feel entitled to something that you don't deserve, That's where the problem comes in relationships today. Okay. I mean, have you ever met, I'm going to give you an example of this. Have you ever met an older woman who got up and made breakfast for her husband for 30 years while he worked? And then the minute he retires, she's like, I'm not doing that anymore. Or she decides when she's not going to do that anymore. So now he's on his own, like, stay-at-home wives do that. This idea of entitlement that we live in right now with, well, the internet and everything else that makes you feel you need to give to get. I don't care what you say. You're not entitled to anything. You need to get what you give. If you give somebody respect, they need to give you respect back. It's that simple. So, back to the unconditional love thing. You know, unconditional love is a justification for you to put up with things you shouldn't or don't have to. Well, if you love me, you do this. Well, if you love me, you wouldn't ask me to do that. We could find a way where we both get what we want. But all of these people today feel entitled to something. I'm owed something from you, even though I'm giving you nothing. Is that a way for a marriage to work? So a guy was saying he makes 100% of his income, and all he asks of his wife is to make dinner when he comes home, to have dinner ready when he gets home. He says she doesn't do it. She gets mad. 20 to 30 minutes later, she'll start it or do it. And what do I think? I think that she's doing it out of spite for whatever reason. But also in turn, you're accepting it and staying there for it. I mean, when does she eat? With your son? I mean, I don't know. You guys have to start understanding that you don't have to accept what these women do in the same way that women don't have to accept what you do. And at least their friends will tell them. I'm telling you as a friend for all you guys. If you're not excited or happy with what's going on in your marriage, then you can just as easy walk out of it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're not, and some things you'll accept, but some things you won't. If you're going to work 10 hours a day and all you want is a dinner, and that's truly all you want is dinner, then there's thousands of women in Bakersfield that are willing to do that. Thousands that would love to stay at home, not have to go to the grind every day, and take care of you at dinner time. It's that simple. Already 42547-7. Hey, Rome. She must not be a Mexican stay-at-home mom. At a young age, they install you make sure your husband has a warm plate as soon as you see his car pull up that driveway, even when you guys are mad at each other. But what's the option? I mean, isn't that for those people that want to live in what we would call a traditional marriage, an old school marriage? What are you going to do all day? You want him to go to work all day and then come home and make dinner? What are you doing? What are you contributing to that relationship? You know? I don't know. I don't know. The problem is things have got so convoluted with relationships over the last 30 years with the internet, with social media, with dating apps, with this idea of entitlement. And it's just it's going down the wrong path. Now, I'm not saying one person needs to go to work and one person needs to stay home. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think most people in their mouth feel like they are owed more than their spouse. He owes me. She owes me for what I do. Well, okay, what does she do? What does he do? RD42547-7. So a guy was telling me he did 100% of the income, right? All he asks his wife is for dinner when he gets home. It's what he has said, okay? You can believe him or not. He says it doesn't happen. She'll be mad about it, cook 20 to 30 minutes later, and what do you think? RD42547-7. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo. How are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. What's going on?
I
am a stay-at-home wife. I stay home. We got married. We've been married almost 25 years. Ever since we've been married, I have not worked.
Okay.
I stay home. Clean. He comes home to a clean house Monday through Friday. And laundry done, dinner done. Every time he comes home, dinner is done.
Okay.
So before about maybe 6 months ago, we started eating in the living room, and then I realized we don't talk. We're sitting down because it's just me and him. We're sitting down watching movies and eating, but we're not conversating. I said, okay, we got to stop doing this. So now we sit at the table now, but he just talks about work, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to go back in the living room. But I listen like if I'm interested, but truly I can give. But we still sit there, we still conversate. But I realize he doesn't ask you about my day. I ask him, how did your day go? Ask him everything. And then he doesn't say anything. So I said, and let me tell you about my day. And then I said, yeah. He goes, oh, I learned I better ask you about your day. I said, yes, because I'll give you the whole rundown. But yes, if you're a stay-at-home wife, make dinners that are very easy. You don't have to make a humongous dinner that takes hours. Like right now, I'm going to go home and put on a pot of beans. I'm making pork chops with chili, rice and beans for dinner. It's something easy, simple. It doesn't take long.
Easy? That sounds bomb. Pork chop rice.
Yeah, so, yeah, but if everybody just takes care, do your portion, and then everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. But I don't cook on the weekends. The weekends are my days off.
And what's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Absolutely. I 100%. All right. Perfect. Thanks for calling.
Not hard.
I appreciate it.
Have a wonderful
You
day.
too.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
And you see us? You said that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't go to work on the weekends, so why should I cook on the weekends? That's for us to figure something else out. But that's what I mean, though. Like, people feel entitled to, it's like a guy will say, all I want is her to make dinner. Okay? Is that because she should want to do that because she's a stay-at-home wife? Or are you forcing her to do that because you feel like you work and you're entitled to a hot meal coming home made by this woman? The perspective of it is what, changes how it plays out in your marriage. So I'm just saying, you guys all feel entitled to something and you're not really doing anything to deserve that. Just going to work every day to pay the bills, and I know I'm kind of switching it up on the guys right now, but just going to work every day to pay the bills does not entitle you to everything or anything, okay? It doesn't mean you just get to come home and sit on the couch and do whatever you want while she runs around and does everything. But on the flip side of that, why are you marrying a woman who doesn't want to, as that woman said, contribute in her own way towards your marriage, towards your household? RD42547, because now she feels entitled. Well, I don't have to do all this. I don't have to work, so I don't have to do anything. He makes all the money. He'll be fine. Okay? That's an entitlement also that women start to feel when they stay at home. I made dinner for this man for 20 years. I don't need to make it anymore. Why? A guy texted, says he makes 100% of the income and all he wants is dinner when he gets home, and she won't do it, or she does it 20 to 30 minutes late and complains about it. Okay. Good morning, Hot. Oh, and she's a stay-at-home. Good morning, stay-at-home wife. Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo, I got something to add on that lady that called you earlier talking about, that's not all he asked of her to do. She didn't have to tell us she was single. We knew she was. Man, I've been with my wife 17 years. We both work full-time jobs. She's a teacher. I work for the state. And it's give and take, man. She does things that I ask her. I do things for her that she asks of me. It ain't that hard.
It's not that hard. You're absolutely right. It's not that hard. But people today that all feel entitled. And it just makes your relationship go to hell. If you feel like you're owed something from your spouse right now, then you got a real problem.
Nah, I'm lucky enough that I can say I don't feel owed, and I don't believe my wife things that she feels owed either. You know, 17 years.
Hey, well, you better, you better text her and ask her that before you speak for her.
Hey, I'm gonna call her as soon as we get off the HR Hot 94.1.
Yeah. I mean, you don't owe your spouse anything for a bunch of different reasons. One, you chose that person. Two, you know, you can't just one day go, I've done enough in this relationship, because it's a relationship. It's always changing. It's always evolving. It should be. But if you're going to sit here and say, you owe me now because of X, Y, and Z, or you owe me now because of this, your relationship's over, man. And the entitlement is real. It's like a virus, this entitlement thing, you know? You owe me this. No, I don't. I owe you that. No, you don't. We're grown adults who can make our own decisions and live our own lives. We don't have to be together. Problem is, a lot of you guys don't see that. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Rome, he shouldn't have to say all I want. It should come natural when your partner is the family provider. What does she want her man to come home and clean still? Excuses. When that kid takes a nap, stay off your phone and start cleaning. Well, that's the other thing. These phones have absolutely destroyed your relationship. And they are. And how many of you know 40 and 50-year-old women that have phones and act like 16 and 17-year-old girls? It's embarrassing. You know, guys do it too, though. Those guys you guys get on your phones, and all of a sudden you know, and well, what do you want to do? You don't have to deal with it. You can leave. Hey, Rome, to be fair, my wife does, this is the guy. To be fair, my wife does clean and do laundry. The few times I have tried to help with laundry and cleaning, I get screamed at for doing it wrong. So I no longer volunteer to do it. I appreciate your thoughts on the sensitive topic, Romeo. Well, okay. Maybe, can she cook? Maybe that's why. Maybe you didn't ask her to do laundry, so maybe that's why she has no problem with it, because you didn't ask her, tell her, or however you put it. But you asked her for dinner? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, 842-547-7. Good morning. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo?
Yeah, what up, man?
Hey, you calling about you're talking about on the radio.
What's up?
They have the in-laws about did the same thing. About 25 years ago, he was working and she wasn't, and now once he retired, they resent each other now. Yeah.
Well, that happens. Are they still together?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's an argument every day though. It's like, man.
So now they're
just live like that.
Now they're just two old people being miserable with each other every day.
Yep.
All right.
Because she felt like she did everything all the time, cooked for him, and he worked. When it don't work now, and then it's like, I don't have to do nothing now.
Huh? Wow. Well, okay. All right. Thanks for calling. I mean, sounds like a miserable existence, especially towards the end of your life. I mean, that's the one thing you guys, and I say this all the time, and I know a lot of you guys are going to think it's very morbid, but you're going to die. Why live your life miserable? Why? You see some of these people who figure it out, and then they're the bad person. Oh, they left. We broke up at 60. We got divorced at 60. Oh my God, how can you do that? Because I didn't want to live the next 30 years of my life miserable. Why would you want to do that? It's just stupid. RD42547-7. Hey, Rome, the new age of women don't want a traditional marriage. They like an idea. They like the idea of it, but they're heavily influenced by social media and these false realities. Yeah, that's fine, but there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is if that's what the new age of women is, and I'm just going to give you that one, okay? Don't go out with those women. They're not all like that. You guys have a big false sense of reality when it comes to the internet. But you guys are all out there dating on the internet and then wondering why you get this new age woman who's entitled to everything. And you're supposed to get, explain to me this. Okay? Why is it you owe her everything when you just started going out with her or you just started a relationship with her? Why do you guys accept that? I mean, I know why you accept it, but why do you guys accept it? You don't have to date them. That's the one thing I think everybody is missing right now. I don't have to date you. I don't have to marry you. I also can't marry you or date you. I can also leave you. But you guys don't seem to understand. Those are all options. Nobody's forcing you to be with somebody. And as much as you think this person that you want them to do something for you that they don't want to do, guess what? There's a million other women out there that want to do that for you. That's where the problem lies. So whether you're just afraid that you may not find that person, which you will find them, they're out there. They may not be on social media, but they might be at, I don't know, pick your bar and restaurant where people go. That's the problem. And that's your problem. All right, 842-547-7. So to blame women, like you said, this new age women, to blame women is wrong because you don't have to go out with those women. And there's less of those women than there are women in the real world. All right, 842-547-7.
Hi, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
So you were talking about the women cooking while the men go to work, correct?
Well, yeah, that's what a guy texted in.
Okay, so I've been with my husband since we were 15. We are now 40.
Okay.
We've gone through everything possible. I've worked at home. I stayed at home for majority of it. He didn't have to ask me to do anything. It was just something that I already was, I'm supposed to do as his wife. And now I'm going back to work. He works, and it's just a team effort. I still come home from work, picking up the kids, cook dinner, and while I'm cooking, he's helping our kids with homework. It's a work for our relationship. It takes teamwork. And we're 40, so we've been with each other most of our life.
Let me ask you this question.
25 years.
Let me ask you this question. When you worked, or when you didn't work, did he have to do as much as at home in your mind?
Absolutely not, because we have boys.
Okay.
We already had 2 boys. Boys came in, took out trash, helped out Dad. Dad worked 12-hour shifts. So, I relied on my kids to help out. Like,
sure.
They had chores, we had a routine, and
so apparently
he got off about... What?
Apparently you didn't do as much at home either because you made the boys.
No, I did. You know what? I had the luxury of both. I had,
sure.
being able to stay home with my kids, help out in school activities, always be there. And now that I'm in the going to work, picking up, dropping off, I'd rather be at work because it's so much work to stay at home.
Okay.
It is so much work because, we were young. We had a family of 3. Well, we were a family of 5 by the time we were 24.
Well,
so,
okay.
I didn't have my mother-in-law. I didn't have my mom to come and help. It relied all solely on me, and my kids were back to back. So,
sure.
Yes, I do have boys that helped out. But for the majority of the part, it was teamwork. Like, I didn't expect him to come home and do all kinds of crazy stuff around the house when I knew he already had a backbreaking job. He worked construction.
All right. Well, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you.
I just feel now people, our relationship, they don't want to put in the work.
it's a lot of work. You know, me and him, again, have been together since we were 15. We've dealt with a lot of stuff, and it's work. And a lot of relationships now don't want to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. And I think she's right, but I think to frame it in 2026 is she called it work. And that's really what it was. It was work. Okay. Now she's right, but you feel entitled. You people feel like you don't have to put in the work anymore. You feel like you don't even have to. Generations today, right? I'll say millennials to today. They don't feel like they have to put in any work to reap the rewards. Okay, remember when that was what you learned? Work hard, you get rewarded, right? Kids today don't feel that way. Young couples today don't feel that way. They don't feel like they have to work to reap the rewards of work. They just feel entitled to the rewards. What was that old statement? You were born on third, thought you hit a triple. That's where you are today with relationships. And unfortunately, though, some of you old school cats, I mean, obviously not her, but some of you older people are starting to feel like, well, wait a second, I was wrong. I think that's what the problem is now with these 40, millennials are 40-year-olds, but you get to these 50-year-olds, these 60-year-olds who are getting divorced or who are miserable in their marriages because now they feel entitled. Okay, well, I did all the work, and now I got this new generation of cell phones, social media telling me that I'm entitled to all this. You're still not. You're still not. That's why you are. But on the flip side of that, being single at 60 is not bad. There are a lot. People are looking better longer. People are are more physically fit longer. Their 40s, their 50s. The dating game for a 40 to 60 year old or a 50 and 60 year old is pretty good right now. So we got all kinds of problems with relationships. And until you guys understand what I'm telling you, you're not going to be happy. If you're not happy right now. What did you send me here? Yo, Rome, preach to them. We need to start calling you Professor Dr. Romeo. You need to write a book on all this stuff. You always hitting the nail right on the head when it comes down to life's problems. Well, I know. I appreciate you saying that. Hey, Rome, what if you both work? Should a man still help clean and help with the kids? Of course he should. I mean, if you're both working, then you both should, be doing things around the house, Yeah, of course. No, that's not, I'm not even saying that if you don't work, that you should be doing everything around the house. That's not what, I don't think that's what I'm saying. But there's probably some fun. Here's the thing. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you are a man that goes to work and you have a stay-at-home wife or, wife and mother, or you just have a stay-at-home woman, right? And she does not want to cook for you, she's the wrong woman. She should want to do it for you. You shouldn't have to tell her. You shouldn't have to ask her. She should want to do it for you because it's loving, because she should love you and care about you and want to understand, hey, he's out working 10 hours a day. Maybe I should, I want to do this for him. Okay. And just like you should want to do things for her, All right, 842-547-7. What was the question here? I didn't get to your question yet, but let me get to it. I'll get to it next. Something about 50-50. All right, what was this 50-50 thing you told me about? Hey, Rome, what about this, Rome? Me and my husband go 50-50 on all the bills. He expects me to still come home Monday through Friday and have a home-cooked meal even after I work to pay bills. I'm tired too, but he still feels entitled, even though I'm pulling the same amount of effort to have these bills paid. Now, I don't mind cooking dinner, but I shouldn't have to do it every single day, as well as clean and keep up with the house to make sure everything is good. You said, dang, I didn't hear your response. Well, I just got to your question right now. No, you're 100% right. But then again, this is coming from a guy. I don't believe any woman should have to pay bills. I think a man should take care of all the bills, all the living expenses, house, utilities, things like living expenses. Okay. And if she works, she can spend her money on whatever the hell she wants to spend her money on. That's what I think. But if you're going to go 50-50, then it's if that's how you determine your relationship to be, then your husband needs to do just as much at home, because you've chose to go 50-50 on the bills, and you got to go 50-50 at home too. Okay. But the problem is, I don't know, you should want to do stuff, that's you guys, a lot of you guys, this entitlement is so ridiculous. The entitlement, it's just so sad that you feel like you're entitled to something. Okay, I just worked 10 hours a day. I'm entitled to come home to a hot meal because my wife doesn't work. Okay. What if she wants to go out to dinner? There are things that happen that you want her to be that. Like if you work 10 hours a day, right? You don't really want to go out to dinner after that. She should want to cook a meal for you and her. I mean, you and him, whatever. She should want to cook a meal. She shouldn't feel obligated or have to, but she should want to. That's the problem. It's this idea of entitlement that all of you have. Let's see here. Hey, Rome, the sad part is wait, what did you send me here? Oh, the sad part is even if he wants to leave her, he's screwed in the end. He just said that he's the sole income. She's going to get child support. And you guys got to get that out of your head too. I knew that was going to come up. You got be a man. And that's why I'm speaking directly to men when I say this. You choose to stay. You choose to be involved in that relationship so you get what you get. Be a man. Figure it out. What's worth more? Your happiness or paying child support? That's the stupidity. You're a man. You should always be able to go make more money. So to me, that's a cop-out. And I know, I get it. You're going to argue with me, but your happiness has got to be worth more. RD42547. Hey, Rome. Do you believe that the grass is greener on the other side? You mean when it pertains to relationships? I do. I believe that it can be. If you're in a bad relationship right now, or you're in a relationship where, well, let's use this guy as an example. He says, and I'm just going based on solely what he says, he brings in 100% of the income. All he wants is his wife to cook dinner for him, have a hot meal when he gets home. She won't do it. She complains. She'll start at 20 to 30 minutes after he gets home. He did say she does laundry and cleans, but he wants a hot meal. So for him, yes, the grass is greener. There's absolutely a woman out there, in fact, they've texted, that would totally make him dinner every night when he gets home from work, to be a stay-at-home wife. So for him, yes, the grass can be greener. The problem is you guys go out and look for something that is exactly what you are in right now. That's that saying the grass isn't always greener or isn't greener is because you leave something to go to the exact same relationship. You'll leave one relationship to go to the exact same relationship. And then you go, well, the grass wasn't greener. Well, it can be if you change what you want, if you change your thought process on how you want to get what you want, or, don't go get the same type of person that made you miserable to begin with. That's why That's why these stupid sayings, when you guys bring them up to me, they're just so dumb. Yes, the grass can and always you can find somebody better than the person you're with. Do you want to? I don't know. Not if it's good. Your relationship's going good right now and it's great. Why would you want to try to find somebody better? Everything's good right now. Or everything is good. You're in a happy, good relationship. But yes, if you're in a relationship that's not great, for whatever reasons, yes, you can go find somebody better. Absolutely. You can be in the happiest relationship that you've ever been in and still go find somebody better, but why would you? So yes, the grass is greener.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On Hot 94.1.